Sit when you need to. What's the font size? 64? There's a white chair. Someone grabbed. Hey, we have it. Haley's not here. I think this chair. We use this one, right? At this time, if you are able to please rise for the presentation of colors.
courtesy of VFW Strongsville 03345. Thank you, gentlemen, for filling in. Singing the national anthem and alma mater are our senior members of the Strongsville High School Choir. Go ahead.
Oh, say, can you sing by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say, does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave? Hail to thee, Strongsville, home of light and truth. Hail, alma mater, leader of our youth. Loud in thy praises we shall ever be to thee. Hail, dear old Strongsville High.
Thank you. Please be seated. Good morning. Welcome to the class of 2024 commencement ceremony. My name is Bill Wingler, and I'm the principal of Strongsville High School. I join you today as the principal and as a proud father of a graduate myself. Today is a special day for the class of 2024 as they reach a defining milestone in their lives. Celebrating their achievement with us this afternoon are very proud parents, guardians, grandparents, and other family members. Seated with our graduates are dedicated educators, including teachers, guidance counselors, monitors, aides, and multiple other staff members. Present are our assistant principals, Mr. Sean Collins, Mrs. Susan Harb, and Mr. Eric Castle. Those who are seated up here have supported and invested in each and every student and are immensely proud of the class of 2024 and what dedication it took for them to get to this day. I am pleased to introduce the dignitaries seated on the stage: our superintendent, Dr. Cameron Ryba, our assistant superintendent, Mrs. Jenny Pelko, our treasurer, George Anagnastu, our board members, President Mr. Richard Micco, Vice President Laura Wolf-Housham, Mrs. Michelle Bissell, Mrs. Sharon Kilbane, and Ms. Haley Stovchek. Also, our senior class advisor, Mrs. Jen Orlowski, who is also the person that makes sure that I don't forget anything. I would like to acknowledge the following for their contributions to our senior class: the Strongsville Police Department, Mr. Scott Benson and the crew that does all of the auditory stuff here at the high school, our senior choir and singers who perform for us today, and enlisting students or students that are planning to enlist in our armed forces. So this is my first four-year class, and I would just like to say how proud I am of this class. You and I started together at SHS with mask, contact tracing, and learning on a computer. However, you did not let this affect your achievement or stop you from being successful. You truly are the first class that exemplifies what it means to be a model Mustang. You not only persevered through all of the challenges that your class started with, but you finished as one of the highest achieving classes in our history. Your class quote is, wherever life plants you, bloom with grace. This is an appropriate quote for this class to live by, as they have certainly left their mark on Strongsville High School. At the high school, our motto is excellence in academics, the arts, and athletics. Parents, guardians, our school board, and to the Strongsville community, I want to fill you in on what this class has been up to exhibit excellence in these areas. Would the members of the following groups please stand and be recognized? Any senior receiving an honors diploma, please stand. Thank you. You may be seated. Members of the National Honor Society, the Polaris Career Center Honor Society, Mu Alpha Theta, Rho Kappa, the Art National Honor Society, or Spanish Honor Society, please stand. Thank you. You may be seated. Students who received recognition as a Commended National Merit Finalist, please stand. Thank you. If you are receiving recognition as a National Merit Semifinalist or Finalist, please stand. If you are a National Merit winner, please stand. Chloe Mance, that's you. Stand up. You're the only one. Thank you. If you're a DECA member who qualified for state competition, stand up. The most in the state of Ohio, by the way. Thank you. If you're a DECA member who qualified for the national competition in California, please stand up. Thank you. If you're receiving an associate degree or double degree from participating in our College Credit Plus program, please stand. Thank you. Members of our state qualifying girls soccer team, please stand up. Thank you, ladies and coach. Members of our district qualifying girls basketball team, please stand up. Thank you. Members of our district qualifying boys basketball team, please stand up. Thank you, gentlemen. Members of our state qualifying girls cross country team, please stand up. Thank you. Members of our district and state qualifying boys golf team, please stand up. Thank you. Members of our district qualifying girls golf team, please stand up. Thank you. Members of our state qualifying gymnastics team, please stand up. Thank you. Members of our Barron Cup champion hockey team, please stand up. Thank you. Members of the district qualifying wrestling team, please stand up. Members of our district qualifying and GCC champion baseball team, please stand up. Thank you. Members of our state champion dance team, please stand up. Thank you. Members of the district qualifying softball team, please stand up. Thank you. Members of the district qualifying track team, please stand up. Members of the regional qualifying boys lacrosse team, please stand up. Thank you. Members of our regional qualifying girls lacrosse team, please stand up. Thank you. Members of the first ever in Strongsville history boys volleyball team, please stand up. Thank you. Any individual receiving recognition of all district, all state, all region, or all American honors, please stand up. Thank you. Members of our choir, band, or orchestra, which all received a rating of excellent or superior at state competition, please stand up. Thank you. 17 years in a row. Individuals earning a scholarship in the arts, either locally or through a university, please stand up. Thank you. Would the members of the Student Council please stand up? Thank you. Would the members of our Key Club please stand up? Thank you. The members of my principal leadership group, please stand up. Thank you. So as you can see, the achievements of our students is something that this community should be very proud of. These young men and women in front of you today have been busy leaving their mark on the high school in our community. We can only imagine the impact they will have as they move on to the world. As you move on to the next chapter in your life, don't forget the lessons that have been taught to you by your parents, your teachers, coaches, advisors, and the other role models that you've come in contact with as your time at Strongsville schools. These lessons will serve you well and ensure that you continue to leave a unique mark on our world. Congratulations, class of 2024. It has been an honor to be your principal. At this time, I'd like to introduce to you your Student Council President, Maggie Dara.
Esteemed faculty, administration, proud parents, and graduates, welcome. We are graduating. I'm honored to be standing before you on this day that some of us have been waiting years for, and others of us are saddened it has come so soon. Either way, this is something to be more than proud of. These past 4 years at Strongsville High School have been both long and short, good and bad, but most importantly, memorable. Throughout the halls of Strongsville High School, we have met incredible people who will be by our sides forever. We have learned countless life lessons, and we have achieved things that the younger us only used to dream of. Throughout our lives, we have reached many milestones and can only see more moments to come that signify growth, achievement, and progress. These milestones are not merely markers on the road of life, but they are the very fabric of our journey. They remind us of how far we've come and how much further we can go. Each milestone is a testament to our resilience, our determination, and our ability to overcome challenges. From the very first day of kindergarten to this moment right here, we have persevered through adversity, embraced opportunities, and forged ahead with unwavering purpose. Now, it is one thing to simply talk about milestones and incredible accomplishments we have seen in high school and what we can expect to see in the future. But the class standing before me is truly representative of these successes. While we have been here these past 4 years, we have broken school records, attended state competitions for athletics, band, orchestra, and choir, and contributed to making Strongsville High School one of the most outstanding schools in Ohio. From the Strongsville High School class of 2024, there are 472 incredible graduates, each with their own story to tell. After today, 360 graduates are attending a college or university. Specifically, in the fall, Strongsville graduates are headed to 19 different states in the U.S. 7 individuals are going into the military, and 44 graduates are starting full-time jobs. 84 students attend Polaris Career Center and are graduating with certification in their chosen field. Finally, there are 36 graduates that committed to play collegiate sports. All of these accomplishments are a combination of those around us. The amazing teachers, mentors, coaches, friends, and family that will always be in our corner supporting us. But most importantly, these milestones are us. They're exactly what it means to be a member of the Strongsville High School class of 2024. So congratulations, graduates, on all that we have done so far and all that we are yet to achieve. Thank you.
Being presented with gold tassels today are students who are top scholars of the class of 2024. These students have earned their academic right to represent the top 5% of this class. Members of the top 5%, when I call your names, please come to the center stage where our superintendent, Dr. Ryba, will present you with your honor cord. I would also ask that the parents and guardians stand when their child's name is called. Nathan Baker, Kent State University. Kate Brantz, The Ohio State University. Allie Carey, The Ohio State University. Jessica Castle, Louisiana State University. Navya Chauhan, The Ohio State University. Margaret Dara, Eckerd College. Caden Esch, The Ohio State University. Carter Estrella, The Ohio State University. Ella Graby, Bowling Green State University. Nehal Jatigaoker, Georgia Institute of Technology. Chloe Mance, Oberlin College. Caden McGrill, Case Western Reserve University. Fritz Micko, University of Notre Dame. Sean Nemeth, The Ohio State University. Michael Rose, Miami University. Rahul Sangvi, The Ohio State University. Caitlin Sanick, Miami University. Bryn Severance, Bellarmine University. Kay Smith, University of Miami. Misha Tana, University of Cincinnati. Dean Upholzer, Miami University. Cyberbov Valala, University of Akron. And last but not least, Olivia Wingler, Baldwin Wallace. Congratulations, top 5%. You may take your seats. At this time, I'd like to introduce your class president, Fritz Micko.
Hello and congratulations to all my fellow classmates. Oh, thank you. Thank you, Ms. Wingler. Got that ready. Oh, no, my cord. All right. After 12 years, we finally are graduating. An incredibly long marathon with the end finally in sight, and the only thing holding you back from graduating is this speech, so I will try to make it brief. To tell you all the truth, I didn't have the best high school experience. Looking back, I never felt like I fit in. There was always something alienating me, making me stick out. The best way I can describe it is that our whole graduating class is individual books on a bookshelf. Each book is aligned with the same size like a set of encyclopedias. Yet among this seamless shelf, there is one book a bit shorter than the rest. The smooth flushness broken by a singular indent, and I felt as though that indent was me. Luckily, I got over this during my junior year, and the thing I have to thank more than anything is the simple fruit roll-up. See, as many of you may or may not know, I'm a competitive fencer and accompanied with traveling to numerous cities across the U.S. While this seems like a great opportunity to be in exciting new cities, the only slight hitch was that I was typically the only one from my club going. Once again, I felt like I stuck out, but this time I decided to do something about it. So, in the hour between preliminary and direct elimination rounds, I started walking around with an open box of fruit roll-ups, offering them to any fencer I came across. And whether it was my own charm or how good a fruit roll-up is, it started to work. I made friends from Houston, Chicago, Michigan, Virginia, and New York, to name a few. After making all these friends, I started to reconsider the bookshelf I thought described our class. And what I began to realize was that level perfectness that I described was far from the truth. Rather, I was so focused on the books to my left and right, I never thought to look at the rest of the shelf. If I did, I would realize that every single book or person in our class is completely different and unique. I mean, in retrospect, I probably should have known this in the beginning. Imagine how boring a library truly would be if it was just the same book over and over again. Imagine how boring a game of Mario would be if every level was the exact same jump. As we venture into new territories, it's natural to feel apprehensive about fitting in. But remember us. Each of us is embarking on a journey where everyone is new. While our differences may seem daunting, they're actually what connect us. Just as no two books on a shelf are alike, our class is vibrant and full of unique individuals. Embrace your differences, for it's diversity that truly unites us. As we step forward, let's celebrate the rich tapestry of our class and the endless possibilities that lie ahead. And to kick that off, I have a gift for all of you. So as the board members, Mrs. Housem and Mr. Micko pass them out, I brought individual fruit roll-ups for all of you to share. And whether you want to eat them now, wait to get your diploma and take a photo with them, or even save them for orientation week to try to use the same icebreaker that I did, whatever you decide, I'm sure it will be the right choice, and I would like to thank you all for being my classmates for the past 4 years. So to explain it, open the box up, take one, pass it down. Thank you all again.
Wait a minute. Dr. Ryba and the members of the Strongsville City School Board of Education, it is my pleasure to present the class of 2024 for conferring diplomas. By the authority invested in my position by the state of Ohio and the Board of Education, I attest that those seated before you have completed all graduation requirements and are ready to receive their Strongsville High School diplomas. At this time, I'd like to introduce our superintendent, Dr. Cameron Ryba.
So, earlier this year, I was sitting in an interview listening to a potential principal candidate share a presentation when she shared a quote that made me sit up in my seat. She shared a quote from Mark Twain that I had never heard before. The two most important days in your life are the day you are born and the day you find out why. Let me say that one more time. The two most important days in your life are the day you are born and the day you find out why. What this sentiment is sharing is that we all have a purpose. We all have value, but it is up to us to figure that out as we go through life. So as you sit here at commencement, ready to take the next step in your journey, I want to share with you a few thoughts that may guide you as you find your why. Be driven and have a winner's attitude. Driven people are always going to feel like they're behind. They're always going to feel like they're not doing enough, like they're not far enough, like they're losing. When you are driven and have a winner's attitude, you feel like you're not where you need to be 90% of the time. 8% of the time, you are going to be confused and frustrated, and 2% of the time, you actually win and are where you want to be, and then you're back in the 90%. That's the reality of having a driven life with a winner's attitude. Finding success in life is not about taking it easy and waiting for success and greatness to land in your lap. True winners are built for the challenge, and they're built for the fight. They don't find peace and joy and happiness in the win, they find it in the grind. They understand that the magic we're searching for in our lives is typically found in the hard work we're avoiding. Embrace the hard. Listen to those around you that see something in you that you may not yet see in yourself. If I could have everyone in my life that helped me get to where I am today, I could fill this stage and then some. I'm not here solely for what I've done, but for what others have done for me and what others have seen in me. See, I believe when we go through life, we have these little taps on our shoulders that guide and direct us if we listen carefully and follow those taps that lead us in the right direction. In high school, I had a tap from my band teacher recognizing the leadership I was showing in the group. In college, I had a tap from a professor that thought I would be a great candidate for a doctoral program. As a teacher, I had a tap from a building principal that invited me to an aspiring principals conference. And as assistant principal at Albion Middle School in Strongsville, I had a tap from the then superintendent that shared that one day I would be sitting in his seat as superintendent of Strongsville City Schools. Having strength in life is not about going it alone. True strength is in the vulnerability to know that you need help and that truly to go far in life, to realize and fulfill your why, you need to go together. Now hang on one second as I switch microphones. I want to come talk louder to the class of 2024. My wife and I aren't big social media people. My wife and I are big social media people, but my wife, she likes Instagram, and she shares Instagram reels with me like it's her full-time job. And some of those reels are funny, and some of those reels have a sentimental message. And there was one she just sent me of a college professor talking to his students. And in this video, the college professor held up a $20 bill and said, "How many of you in this class want this $20 bill?" And of course, they all raised their hand and said, "I do, I do." Then the professor took that $20 bill and crumpled it up into a ball and said, "Now, how many of you want it?" And they all raised their hand and said they still did. And then finally, the professor took the $20 bill, put it on the ground, and stepped on it a few times, and asked the same question a third time, and the third time the students had the same response. Now, the power in the professor's message was this: no matter what he did to it, what he did to that $20 bill, the students still wanted it, because that money never lost its value. It never lost its worth. It was still a $20 bill. Well, there are times in life, in our lives and in our life, that we may be crumbled, we may be knocked to the ground, and we may be stepped on now and then. You know, in life, we're going to make some bad decisions, or we're going to deal with some difficult circumstances. And sometimes in life, we may feel worthless. But no matter what you have done and no matter what you will do, you never lose your value. You never lose your worth, and never forget that. I want to introduce you to one of my new close friends, Noah. Noah, come on up here. Noah and I met at 10:45 today. And Noah, what are you doing after high school, Noah? College, career, military, your parents' basement?
No. I'm going to the Ohio State University.
Oh, I'm a former Buckeye too. Congratulations, Noah. So Noah, the reason I asked Noah to join us today, or join me today, is I want to give you this $20 bill. You didn't think you were going to make a little money at commencement, did you?
No.
All right, so Noah, I want to give you this $20 bill, but you got to make me a promise. You got to make me a commitment. That after this commencement ceremony, you're not going to take this $20 bill and go to Chipotle or Chick-fil-A or Starbucks, but you're going to put it in your phone case, or you're going to keep it somewhere safe. Because as you go through life, Noah, they're going to throw you some curveballs, and sometimes you're not going to know what to do. But I want you to keep this $20 bill as a reminder of today, this next step on your journey to reach the goals that you want to reach and discover your why. I want you to, when life throws you those curveballs, to remember to keep a winner's attitude, to surround yourself with great people, and to know that you are valued and you have value to those that love and are around you. So, and to the other 470 of you that didn't get a $20 bill, I talked to your parents. They're going to have a crisp 20 waiting for you when you get home today, okay? So, Noah, graduates, class of 2024, I wish nothing but the best for you in your future. May your hopes for tomorrow and your actions for today get you the future that you've worked so hard for and deserve. Congratulations to all of you. It's now my pleasure to introduce our board president, Mr. Richard Micco.
Welcome. On behalf of the school board, I will start by congratulating the class of 2024 on the occasion of their commencement. We are here to celebrate your accomplishments for the past 13 years. For the past couple of weeks, as I've been thinking about what I wanted to share, I noticed that commencement speeches seem to have been in the news. Let me share with you now that I will say absolutely nothing about Bitcoin investing. I will not ask you to join me in a sing-along. I will not walk in the center of the field. And perhaps most importantly, just in case anyone is wondering, there will be no references of any kind to any Taylor Swift songs. So instead, I thought I would start by talking to you about good dental hygiene. Stay with me. I would like to warn you about the scourge of the fruit roll-up. According to the internet, the source of all truth in our time, the fruit roll-up is the number 3 out of 6 worst things for your teeth. If you want to succeed in life, I suggest that you prioritize brushing and flossing. And Fritz and I were talking about our speeches. He wanted to go last, but I really think my warnings against the fruit roll-up make more sense now. Moving on, I would like to share some messages with you about time. Marie Curie, the famous physicist and chemist who coined the term radioactivity, wrote in a letter to her brother in 1894, "One never notices what has been done. One can only see what remains to be done." For Marie Curie, it described her drive to keep on learning and discovering new things. But I also think the quote describes a very human tendency. We are always paying attention to the worries of tomorrow, the things that need to get fixed. There's an ever-growing to-do list and not enough time to do it. But it's also important to look back and reflect on the past. Graduation is a time to pause and remember what you have done in your time at Strongsville High School. It is time for us as parents or grandparents, teachers and staff, family and friends to recognize this moment and thank you for the good things you have done in our schools for the past 13 years. It seems to me that you have grown up in a time where it is extremely easy to do nothing. In a weird way, it has become so easy because there are so many ways to do nothing and yet fill your day. Ask your parents what it was like to do nothing when they were your age. I will tell you, it was boring. Doing nothing was so boring, eventually we did something. Today, however, it strikes me that you have too many ways to do nothing. Now here's where I cue the generational back in our day memes. Back in our day, we had 3 VHF channels, 2 UHF channels, and there weren't enough TV shows, so we had this thing called reruns. Back in our day, we only had basic cable. Back in our day, we had Netflix, the one that mailed you DVDs back and forth. Now you, the class of 2024, have Netflix, Paramount Plus, Peacock, Prime Video, Disney Plus, Hulu, Apple TV Plus, HBO Max, True Crime Network, Hallmark, Bravo, and YouTube TV. And that's just streaming. In addition, the class of 2024 has Dailymotion, Vimeo, Instagram, Facebook, Vine, YouTube Shorts, X, Periscope, Gas, Kick, Twitch, Snapchat, and TikTok. There are so many ways to do nothing and not get bored. All of these things are fine in and of themselves, but I think it has become seductively easy to fill one's time and essentially do nothing. And all too often, you're doing nothing alone. No wonder one of the challenges we face right now is a loneliness epidemic. On the other hand, one of the things that has struck me this past year is how well you have spent your time in our schools, especially at the high school. During our board meetings, we recognize and learn about your accomplishments. While the recognition is usually about an accomplishment, I marvel at the amount of work and time that is spent to get there. Work and time over 13 years. The hours spent studying and practicing so you can win academic challenge. The hours spent practicing the drums so you can perform during rhythmology. The hours spent memorizing your lines and practicing the dance for the spring musical. The hours spent doing your homework so you can pass all the tests and graduate high school. The hours spent doing all the different and wonderful things you have done in the past 13 years in our schools. You haven't spent your time doing nothing. No, you have spent your time doing. And it has been something to behold. Wherever you are going after high school, keep on spending the hours doing something. And we, your parents and teachers, and all those who love you will say thank you. You are all about to graduate from Strongsville High School. It's a big thing, and it represents all the good things you have done for 13 years. It's a big thing because of all the things your parents and teachers and friends have done for you for the past 13 years. Whenever I get the chance, I like to say we're proud of you. When we recognize students at our board meetings, the board will shake their hand, and I will invariably say, I'm proud of you. One reason I do that is because I don't think young people hear that enough today. I think of the younger Mustangs who watch what you have done and who now will set their minds to doing good and remarkable things too. Graduation is my favorite activity as a board member because I get to tell each and every one of you, we are proud of you. It is a privilege, and I don't get tired of it. We are proud of you. So the last message I want to share is about your future. I am so excited for the next chapter in your lives. Whether you're going to college, starting a job, or enlisting in the military, I'm looking forward to what every one of you does next. But I also want to acknowledge that there will be challenges and hardships for you in your future. Now, since I won't quote Taylor Swift, I will share with you some inspiration from Jason Bradley DeFord. He won the Country Music Association's New Artist of the Year last year. You may recognize him by his other name, Jelly Roll. Here's what he had to say at the end of his acceptance speech. I want to tell you the success is on the other side. I want to tell you it's going to be okay. I want to tell you the windshield is bigger than the rearview mirror for a reason. Because what's in front of you is so much more important than what's behind you. Let's party Nashville. What's in front of you is so much more important than what's behind you. Let's party Strongsville. Thank you, and go Mustangs.
Both speeches were excellent. Olivia, your mother has your 20. Okay, now for the most exciting part of the day, the presentation of diplomas. If we could, audience, the graduates request that you refrain from loud applause or comments until each individual has received his or her diploma so that the following family can hear their child's name. Please refrain from standing or leaving your seat to take photos. On behalf of the graduates, thank you in advance for honoring their request. At this time, I would like to call upon Mrs. Orlowski, Mr. Faust, Superintendent Dr. Ryba, and the members of the Board of Education to assist in the distribution of diplomas.
Here we go. Frederick Carl Micko.
Dean Joseph Upholzer.
Margaret Susan Dara.
Cyprabov Valala.
Nathan Levi Baker.
Olivia Catherine Wingler.
Kate Elizabeth Brandt.
Nadine Abdel.
Allie Joe Carey.
Sarah Abdelwali.
Jessica Renee Castle.
Sophia Catherine Liu.
Navia Yogesh Chauhan.
Haidar Adel Abu Elainen.
Caden Vaughn Esch.
Rianne Abu Hamda.
Carter Emmanuel Estrella.
Abbas Abu Khalil.
Ella Jane Greeby.
Dima Abu Khalil.
Nehal Yogesh Jatigaukar.
Fayez Abul Khalil.
Chloe Simone Mance.
Layla Abu Zaria.
Caden Kenneth McGrail.
Devin Danielle Adams.
Sean David Nemeth.
Vincent David Adams.
Michael William Rose.
Sirius Edition II.
Rahul Kalpesh Sangvi.
Yaroslav Alexeyev.
Caitlin Amanda Sanuk.
Mahmoud Al-Hajjadra.
Bryn McKenna Severance.
Anas Al-Khatib.
Kay Anna Smith.
Zayed Abed Al-Salam Al-Khlaif.
Misha Chaitan Tana.
Reese Aaron Ambrose.
Sophia Said.
Nathan Thomas Bailey.
Charlie Caitlin Clark.
Drew Aiden Begani.
Jodian Yvette Amparo.
Muhammad Amin Belkadi.
Elijah James Anderson.
Jacob Alexander Bella.
Colin James App.
John Byron Bender.
Salvatore Joseph Appleby.
Julie Miriam Bashara.
Paige Elizabeth Applegate.
Andrew Michael Bianco.
Jenna Nicole Armendariz.
Paige Mackenzie Bing.
Natalie Virginia Arslanian.
Alexander Edwin Blair.
Connor Troy Arthur.
Brooke Ann Blazetic.
Caden Dubria Austriaco.
Evan Patrick Booz.
Hiam Samer Awada.
Brian Kyle Borges.
Paul Joseph Boschnob.
Vincent Henry Boros.
Jillian Claire Baker.
Nathan Christopher Bradford.
Hannah Rose Bakos.
Olivia Nancy Brewer.
Connor Reese Banning.
Addison Ann Bringman.
Joshua Daniel Barnes.
Alexander David Brown.
Ahmad Mohammed Barak.
Logan Michael Brown.
Marissa Melina Beaver.
Annalisa Rose Crowder.
Samantha Rose Began.
Keegan Frederick Cubison.
Eve Elizabeth Bruning.
Sedona McIntosh Check.
Robert Lee Burlinghouse.
Delaney Morade Daddis.
Jonah Christopher George Burton.
Mia Mazin Dakduk.
Ryan Matthew Byers.
Prajwal Varma Datla.
Zachary James Caldwell.
Rayanne Mustafa Dawood.
Kira Faith Calloway.
Lucy Eulalia De Leon.
Elizabeth Annette Carmen.
Ivana Daniela Delgado Retamoso.
Samuel Miles Carrera.
Julia Rose DeMarco.
Lindsay Morgan Carroll.
Rocco Erminio Di Stefano.
Hannah Grace Caroselia.
Hannah Renee Dubel.
Daniel Alexander Kastner.
Georgia DiPiero.
Adrian Renee Cottle Daniel.
Katie Maria Diab.
Ariana Elizabeth Kroback.
Lily Dillon.
Allison Natasha Cifuentes.
Andrew James Dormany.
Thomas James Clark.
Nicholas John Dubsky.
James Santos Kolbianki.
Emily Margaret Dunlap.
Bradley Scott Converse.
Vitaly Duchek.
Samuel John Cotter.
Jacob Joseph Fuller.
Michael Robert Cowan.
Martina Kamal Gadala.
Cristobal Crespo Perez.
Isaiah Martin Galarza.
Abigail Irene Eccles.
Michael Robert Galchik.
Emma Rebecca Egeling.
Stephen Daniel Gallagher.
Catherine Grace Elbert.
Liliana Marie Gallimore.
Connor Matthew Engstrom.
Paige Samantha Gessler.
Logan John Ensign.
Kainat Gulam Ali.
Brianna Christine Ensworth.
Braylon John Gibbons.
Dominic Philip Falcione.
Ryan Patrick Guerra.
Campbell Ryan Falk.
Alexander Gabriel Jurowski.
Matthew Raouf Fanous.
Garrett Elam Goldsmith.
Sophie Elise Farah.
Elizabeth Kaylee Gorzinski.
Munir Hatham Ferris.
Kayla Ashley Goss.
James Charles Fee.
Delaney Ann Grasha.
Macy Marie Felton.
Kendall Marie Grau.
Caitlin Ashley Fisher.
George Edward Grawl II.
Lincoln Scott Fisher.
Ella Francis Gregory.
Nathan Edwin Phobel.
William Alexander Grozan.
Julia Rose Freeman.
Annalise Oksana Gaultier.
Sebastian Fuentes Garcia.
Bethany Ann Horn.
Yulia Gusar.
Brooklyn Alexa Horvat.
Patrick Fuad Haddad.
Amanda Marie Hudak.
Emma Ruth Hahn.
Zaid Subi Hussein.
Jamil Adib Halaby.
Brody Walker Hyduck.
Ethan William Hall.
Hamza Yasser Idis.
Emily Raed Hamden.
Jack Wyatt Ingram.
Natalie Gianna Hance.
Michael Allen Eisen.
Allison Reese Harden.
Ella Grace James.
Carson Michael Harper.
Taylor Nicole Jasinski.
Ahmad Yahya Hassan.
Sean Thomas Jurassic.
Joshua Michael Hawk.
Lana Kasika.
Allison Janelle Haslett.
Victoria May Keikos.
Ashley Nicole Hazlett.
Aiden Michael Kammer.
Kiana Catherine Hager.
Tatiana Kanachkin.
Bryce Ryan Heidenhofer.
Brett Matthew Capel.
Savannah Raylyn Henry.
Aleka Morgan Casson.
Leandro Gaston Herrera.
Alice Janae Keithley.
Kelly Ann Herman.
Emma Rose Keeling.
Madeline Olivia Holbert.
Ryan David Croft.
Grace Nancy Hollingsworth.
Abigail Mary Kudla.
Jennifer Marie Kennel.
Stephanie Elizabeth Kutnick.
Ayush Keshri.
Liam Francis Lally.
Ava Grace Ketterer.
Richard Francis Leneve.
Sadat Hassan Khan.
Abigail Taylor Lang.
Thomas Adel Kurtofik.
Sophia Marie Lang.
Ethan Leonard Kiggins.
Samantha Ray Lang.
Benjamin Joseph Kish.
Sophia Marie Lasky.
McAllister Michael Cleansing.
Jace Autumn Lasley.
Jeremy Vincent Knopf.
Sarah Marie Lawless.
Rihanna Jolynn Kinesiak.
Mercury Lawson.
Carter Daniel Cook.
Jaden James Lehman.
Kaylee Marie Coachling.
Logan James Lalonis.
Caden Matthew Coleman.
Noah Alexander Levine.
Alexander Kohler.
Alexander David Littlejohn.
John Anthony Kolk.
Giselle Alina Loera.
Natalie Marie Kostalnik.
Colin Jonathan Lofgren.
Aiden Christopher Kovach.
Angel Eugene Lopez.
Sarah Marie Kozumplik.
Caitlin May McDermott.
Evan Matthew Kroll.
Kate Adele McIntyre.
Noah Abraham Kravik.
Michael James McNabb.
Alexandria Rose Lukaszek.
William David McNay.
Jade Samyi Lum.
Isabella Michelle Medrick.
Megan Elizabeth Lusky.
Jace Bradley Melland.
Christopher Haosang Lee.
Amanda Grace Merriman.
Jordan Elise Lynch.
Ava Kelly Marie Myers.
Savannah Ivy Lynn.
Jacob Martin Myers.
Edward Glenn Lytle.
Joseph Anthony Myers.
Lucy Jewel Maseko.
Ashley Nicole Miselli.
Abigail Ann Maher.
Cameron Lott Miley.
Isabella Espacia Maldonado.
Alexis Gail Miller.
Ebad M. Malik.
Jessica Janet Mitchell.
Andrew Michael Maloney.
Marcus Latrell Mitchell.
Elia Youssef Mansour.
Amar Rashid Muhammad.
Jason Allen Massolino.
Madison Lee Moots Lamont.
Tyler James Maxwell.
Ava Elise Morad.
Jacob Matthew McComas.
Brandon Amari Owens.
Ellen Marie McComb.
Owen James Pachuta.
Robert Joseph McCormick.
Grace Elizabeth Pasco.
Travis James McGraw.
Gina Marie Paletta.
Juliana Rose Munn.
Liliana Ruth Papa.
Mia Giselle Mungia.
Taylor Pauline Papa.
Blake Mulenga Musanda.
Caden Scott Papson.
Luca Thomas Musura.
Harm Chandrakant Patel.
John Michael Music.
Shaishav Pathak.
Aya Thana Nath.
Jack Patrick Patton.
Julia Welsh.
Emery Margaret Paul.
Lucas Evan Nelson.
Austin Anthony Payne.
Blake William Niederhausen.
John Howard Pierce.
Jackson Reed Niedermeyer.
Preston Jeffrey Peck.
Caleb William Norwood.
Luke David Pedersen.
Victoria Joy Nunez Healy.
Gianna Marie Pedone.
Akatia Adenoel Nkuntra.
Kezia Celine Persick.
Tamara Gabrielle Reyes Ocampo.
Anthony Michael Petito.
Aiden Richard Oderkirk.
Claire Marie Pitcher.
Colin Joseph Ogreen.
Sadie Elizabeth Pitcher.
Brennan Henry Olson.
Caitlin Brooke Rodusky.
Marco Ostrick.
Ian Michael Rowland.
Param Ujwal Oswal.
Cameron Dalton Royer.
Josephine Owen Kren.
Eva Madison Russell.
Doravia Masi Rajubetin.
Avery Marin Reimer.
Robert Hezekiah Polk.
Miriam Munther Safin.
Summerlin Joynette Polk.
John Saba.
Adam Brian Powell.
Ashna Madri Saha.
Tyler Daniel Price.
Alexis Jade Sanchez.
Andre Prodnick.
Jose Fernando Sanchez Perez.
Michael Joseph Silvio Piles.
Gabriella Dawn Shaffrin.
Nicholas Scott Corino.
Emma Melba Shepis.
James Alexander Reed.
Cooper Lewis Schimpf.
Gavin Scott Reed.
Lillian Grace Schmidt.
Mitchell Preston Reimer.
Gracie Paige Schnell.
Sarah Elizabeth Gouet Wren.
Summer Rebecca Swelgen.
Adelaide Carol Rescola.
Joshua Andrew Scrant.
Juliana Marie Reynolds.
Lauren Rose Seafelt.
Sage Alyssa Riggy.
Sean Christopher Semenick.
Sophia Grace Reines.
Stephen Leonard Semple.
Madison Ann Rischel.
Lucille Nicole Smith.
Julia Rose Rocky.
Mackenzie Elizabeth Smith.
Christopher James Radio.
Matthew Joseph Smith.
Faith Cecilia Sepik.
Ryan Michael Sobolewski.
David Saradeko.
Stacy Winters Solomon Jr.
Nicholas Robert Sestito.
Morgan Elizabeth Spildener.
Ava Eileen Seifert.
Anthony David Sprons.
Delaney Gallagher Shea.
Lesia Maria Stefanuk.
Victor Shen.
Sophia Rose Stefanoff.
Dylan Curtis Shepard.
Jacob George Stein.
Sierra Gina Shin.
Lauren Elizabeth Steinberger.
Isha Shivnarine.
Jacob Matthew Steiner.
Ayushi Shrivastava.
Cheyenne Jalen Stelma.
Gavin Scott Sycon.
Riley Elizabeth Stevens.
Jason Lee Silvius Jr.
Joseph Carter Stevens.
Gordon Alexander Simpson.
Sarah Nicole Stevens.
Thomas Michael Scott.
Grace Catherine Stewart.
Ethan Edward Sloseric.
Ava Grace Strebelo.
Kayla Marie Smesnik.
Haley Lynn Strickland.
Harley Nicole Leonina Kumulani Smith.
Caleb Joseph Webb.
Jacob Matthew Smith.
Michael Christian Urban.
Jenna Madison Smith.
Ian Michael Van Roy.
Linda Marie Stricko.
Ava Kennedy Van Gelder.
Madison Elizabeth Stuckert.
Samantha Lorraine Van Hove.
Peyton Zachary Swiger.
Tina Catherine Veris.
Julia Irene Swiggett.
Lillian Rose Vassell.
Zachary Mitchell Swint.
Alexandria Hannah Vaughn.
Jaden Andrew Simchek.
Joelle Catherine Van Essel.
Helena Sophia Tainer.
James Stanford Vogrel.
Sarah Ferris Tarabici.
Jessica Ann Vogrel.
Edward Lucas Tarrant.
Isabella Faith Volanti.
Kalia Leanne Thatcher.
Haley Elizabeth Walkuski.
Briar Forrest Thompson.
Tori Marie Wannett.
Thomas Bamerlin Thompson.
Jacob Donald Watts.
Camden Thomas Turk.
Emily Lynn Weaver.
Zachary Brian Toftner.
Jack Hayden Weber.
Nicholas Allen Tomsick.
Alexis Marie Whedon.
Sophia Euphemia Totonithu.
Samuel Albert Weeks.
Stefan Trimzik.
Isabella Amy Weigel.
Joseph Aaron Trunzo. Jared Turnell Turner II. Abigail May Uline. Edwin Charles Weiland. Aiden Andrew Wessig. Brady Michael Wetmore. Isabella Deborah Whitmer. Jerome Williams II. Kaylee Faith Williams. Uriah Alexander Williams. Cadian Ray Wingate. Sophia Grace Wolf. Aiden William Wolf. Marissa Nicole Wozniak. Mia Elizabeth Yankovitz. Oliver Douglas Yuska. Lindsay Aaron Zawi. Ava Rose Zellers. Askaris Zinchenko. Aiden Jacob Zolnowski. Samuel Alexander Zozulia.
I'd like to call up Senior Class President Fritz Micko for the turning of the tassels. It's written down. Go ahead.
Well, I would love to do this alone. I would also like to call up Student Council President Maggie Dara, Student Council Vice President Bryn Severance, and Student Council Secretary Ryan Gira. Do you want to split it up, or do you want me to just say it? You can go. I couldn't do it alone. Please join me in the moment we have been waiting for, the turning of the tassels. Let's symbolize the beginning of the rest of our lives. Would the class of 2024 please stand? Is it messed up? Thank you. And now, move the tassel from the right side over to the left. Congratulations, class of 2024. Give me that. Is that one yours?
Yeah, great job, guys.
All right.
Thank you for coming to celebrate the graduates of the class of 2024. Please do not come onto the field, as the graduates will be exiting by the back gate back there and meet you out by the school. Congratulations to everyone on the class of 24.
Congratulations, sorry.
Thank you. Last round for both of us.
You know what the best part is? Someone still has to visit after prom. And someone doesn't.
I expected you to be there. You
You
notice I
can,
put that
you
sound
can,
picture on every communication.
you can expect whatever you want. I started before I had.
I did too.
I started before.
After one was done, like that was something I lost going back.
Yeah, we advertised 3 a.m.
We start giving out big prizes.
If we get to 2 o'clock, we're good.